All right, boys and girls, in today's video, we're going to be testing a power station. This is the Allpowers R1500 power station. In today's video, it's just not going to be some cookie cutter review going over all the specs or anything like that. I will have the website down below so you can look at all of that and you can see it on the face of the machine as I go through with all the footage and the B-roll and everything. We're going to be testing this a little bit outside the box. I'm going to be using a grinder, a welder, a heat gun, maybe an air fryer, a blow dryer, and anything like that to really put this thing to the test. Because as you can see, it obviously charges devices, just normal devices that you would use at home or around camp. And it can easily power a fridge and anything like that. So, you guys know the gist with power stations, so I want to kind of push this one beyond its limits and kind of see what we could get out of it, but also know that you can use this at camp with zero issues and that it will be a great reliable unit to power any of your devices and to last off-grid or car camping for several days during the weekend or overnighters. So let's roll that intro and get into going over this a little bit and testing it. All right, so now that we've gone over the intro, the first thing we're going to do is go over everything that it has to power the devices that you're going to be bringing to camp or using at home if you're a van lifer, you know, a weekend warrior like us or anything like that. It is a pure sine wave inverter with a 420 volt outlets on the front that go up to a total of 1800 watts with a 3000 watt surge. So hopefully using the grinder or the welder or anything like that, that I will be testing with this in the video. Hopefully it doesn't surge too high. Turn this thing off so that we can successfully use a grinder or a welder. Does have 4 outputs, 2 USB-A at 18 watts and 2 USB-Cs at 100 watts. It does have 2 wireless chargers up top at 15 watts. As you can see, I am charging my phone and my AirPods on it. Those work really well. And honestly, other than powering our fridge off of the 10 amp 12 volt, this is what we use the most with just phones and whatnot. It does have a port on the side for your solar. We do have a 200 watt Allpowers solar panel that we are charging this with. And it is easily charging these devices with zero issues. It does come with a wall charger. If you are 0% and you plug this thing into the wall, it will charge it all the way up to 80% in 45 minutes. It is expandable with their B or R1000 expandable batteries. So you can purchase up to 3 of those to make this thing just a beast. It'll turn it into like 100 amp hours that this is at into like a 300 or 400 amp hour unit. So if you are living full-time off-grid or if you are van life or anything like that, having the expandable power is great because as you could buy it, it just expands your capabilities. So you don't have to worry about just constantly either idling or running the vehicle with the car charger to charge this, or, you know, relying on solar nearly as much just in case you run into any crappy days or sun or rain or snow or anything like that. You can't charge this thing. So having the expandable power is great. Weighs like 35 pounds, so it's a little bit heavy. But if you are car camping like what we do, it's not a big deal. You guys know, you know, every other power station that has a lot of these plugs or anything on it. So I don't really want to get into too much detail. You know, it should be able to power any of your devices at camp or anything like that. No issues there whatsoever. Now that we've been over all of that, I will start gathering everything. We'll put this on the tailgate of the truck and I like to start testing it out on some stuff. All right, first things first, table that I don't care about. Next step is tools to test on the power station. All right, second thing, heat gun. Now I need to go get a blow dryer, lug the welder out of the shed, and air fryer. So I'll get those last three things. We're gonna get them over here. This power bank is charging. It's at 89%, pulling in 144 watts with 16 watts of output. So yeah, it's doing pretty good. This thing's rated for 1500 watts. And I don't know what this is rated for, so I guess we'll see if it'll work. So I'll get those things, be right back. All right, rated Natalie's cabinet. Got her hair dryer. So my plan is if everything works, like the grinder and the welder work on this power station, I want to be able to prep and weld two pieces of metal together just for the heck of it. So that is the plan. I will start lugging the welder out here, and then I'll find a couple pieces of steel that will hot glue together. Well, the tires are flat on my welder, and the sidewalls of the tires are actually destroyed. So that is a project I need to do here soon. But here is the welding cart, and yeah, there's that. Okay, now time to find some steel. All right, well, it took me long enough, but I was able to find the old cross member to the square body and a horseshoe. So the plan, I think I'm just going to weld the horseshoe along the edges here. Should make pretty good surface to be able to prep and grind, well, with the grinder, and to weld if we are able to do that. So first things first, let's test out Natalie's hair dryer, and then we'll test out the heat gun. All right, you guys, so first thing we're going to start off with is the blow dryer. I was not able to get a good enough shot of the camera on the screen to tell me the output of each device. So I will just tell you while I'm using the device on everything except for the welder, if it's possible, because I will be wearing a welding hood and trying to glue metal together. So let's start this off first. I'm going straight hot and high, just worst case scenario, and let's see what it pulls. All right, so it's about 1600 watts continuous. It's fluctuating though. It's about 1595 to 1600, and we are able to use a blow dryer. So obviously I think you can use a curling iron or a straightener at the same time if your lady wants to get dolled up for Expo, Overland Expo, or whatever like that, if you do want to visit town while you are on your camping trip. So this is good. This works just fine. So let me grab the heat gun, and then let's test that out on here. Okay, so next step is the heat gun. This is a 2-stage, so I will test each stage, the first and second, just to get an idea of what it is pulling. Okay, first stage. It's about 730 watts of output. This honestly right here would be hot enough to put like heat shrink on wires or anything like that. But let's try on high. So at about, it's climbing, 1412 watts output. So what is that? That's actually less than the blow dryer. I could be wrong. I honestly forgot the blow dryer already. So about 1413 watts of output for the heat gun or the men's blow dryer. All right, so unplugging that. Let me get everything together, get my AirPods in so I don't blow out my ears with the grinder, and get my eye protection on. And then let's try to prep some metal using the grinder and this power bank. So I'm going to test this grinder with a load on it or without a load. So just sitting here free spinning, and then with a load kind of prepping some metal and going through that and kind of see, and I'll be able to tell the output on both because I'll just run it across the metal and look at the screen, and hopefully you guys can hear me well enough. If not, I'll put it on the screen just so I'm not blowing your guys' ears out using a grinder. All right, so let's plug this bad boy in. I hope this works. It'd be sweet to weld some metal using this thing. Okay, so this is without a load. All right, so if you can hear me, it's about 640 watts of output. Okay, I'll let it slow down if you didn't hear me. 640 watts of output. So it's actually significantly less than both of the women's blow dryer and the men's. I'm guessing because of the heating element on the inside. It's using the fan to push out the hot air and the element to heat up that air itself. So about 640 watts. So now I'm just going to run it on this metal right here. I'm guessing the area. Okay, cool. I'm just going to run it on right here and look at the watt output. Run it for, 10, 15 seconds to see. And then from there, I will let you guys know the output. Wow. So about 1,000 watts with a load on it. So that's actually pretty impressive. Still significantly less than that and below the 1,800 watts of continuous power you can use with this power bank. So what I'm actually going to do is powering it off the sun. I am going to prep all of this metal, and then from there we're going to hook up that welder and cross our fingers and hope that I can power my welder with this power bank so we could weld some metal to this cross member here. Okay, so the first step is 141 watts of input. It's already charged like 2% since I did the grinding on it. Okay, first order is, gotta clean up the cart maybe. Okay, let's plug this in. All right, plug it into there. All right, make sure that the welder is switched to 110. I hope I have gas. I do. Okay, cool. All right, first step. Turn it on. Okay, it's kicking on. All right, just running. Wow, that's insane. Okay, just running. It's 24 watts of output. Just powering the welder. So next step is, I'll shut it off. Okay, I'm doing this all in one take, so you guys are gonna have to listen to me and watch me untangle all of this. But next step is, let's get the lead or the gun itself untangled and out of here. Okay, get that on the table. And then I did clean up the ground with the grinder, obviously. So clip the ground onto our piece. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it up and get my cutters, and I wanna see how much it is drawing out of the welder. How much it is drawing out of the welder just when I let out wire or spool it out. So let it go down, 23 watts. Okay, spooling it out. It's like 50 watts, 60 watts, 58 watts. So not bad. So we have about 1,750 watts to play with. So so far so good. I'll cut this short because I need to turn on the gas and kind of let it do its thing. Put that here. I know it's totally outside the box, but these are the reviews that I'm going to start doing on this channel, because anybody could just sit in the woods or, whatever, and just do a, plain Jane review on a product just to try to sell it to make some money. But I'm going to be testing the crap out of this stuff, and in weird ways or unconventional ways, just so keep you guys interested. And if you guys pick up one up or pick up whatever product, so be it. Who cares? All right, put this here, get on my gloves, and then I will start welding. All right, you guys, everything is running on and good. Let's get in here and weld. All right, well, that didn't work out. Let me try it again. That didn't work. I'm still gonna attempt it. I'm gonna turn down the voltage though. I'm just gonna turn it down as low as I can and kind of work up to see what our threshold is, or to see if we can even weld at all on this setup. Okay, so it was about 17.2 volts. Now I turned it down to 15. And let's test it. So no luck on 15 volts. It is kicking back up. No. All right, let's turn it down a little more. It keeps resetting the welder. All right, so it's on the lowest now, 13 volts. I really hope this works. I mean, you can only weld like really, really thin stuff at that point, but it's a cool little test at least. For a split second. All right. Okay, got that off there. Well, you guys, that's a bummer. I guess it somewhat tacked it on there, but damn, that stinks. So I guess you can't weld using this power bank. Dang it. Well, that didn't work out how I thought. No big deal though. You can't expect, you know, to weld together steel with a camping power bank or a car camping power bank. But other than that, it's been great. Zero issues on the 2 or 3 trips that we have taken this thing on, running our refrigerator, diesel heater, anything like that as part of the testing process. So if you need a power bank to power your setup on a weekend camping trip, or if you're full-time or off-grid or van life or anything, and you get the extended batteries to extend your capacity, this thing will be more than good enough with the right amount of solar panels to help keep your setup charged. So I do really appreciate Allpowers for sending me this setup out, or sending this setup out to me so I can test and review it for you guys. So I will have a link down in the description of the video to their website. So if you are interested, you could pick up this setup and attempt to weld and use different products with it on your camping trips. Also, thank you so much for watching. If you have gotten this far, it means the world to me. I really appreciate it for all the support and everything. And subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos like this, and also our camping videos and our wrenching videos on the square body. So I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, you guys.